Hey, Rob. There. Tragedy. Mm. How you doing, Annie? Just doing a little shop cleaning, trying to get inspired whilst I do it. And then, where's that go? Oh, yeah. Let's close your eyes for a second. We got our bed in, Rob. Nice slope. Hey, Craig. How you doing, bud? A new WhatsApp group for your channel. That's dope. You know, I am weirdly not on WhatsApp at all. I don't even have the app. I don't even know how to use it. Yeah, you buddy. Ugh. All right. Getting here with your other buddies. Get my ass on it. Holy smokes. Land of the Forgotten Tools. Anybody know what these are? Some metal forming tools. Same as these. I'm going to use those today potentially too. Well, I guess I can figure out how to use WhatsApp. Maybe you can go with me for everything. Why not? John Parham, what's good? What's good, yo? John Parham, I met over on, y'all know I'm a boxing head, right? I'm a combat sports guy. But John Parham, I met on my favorite boxing channel, small channel right now, Jay Smith Box Center. Dope. If you get a chance and you like boxing, that's the place to be. You will not regret it, I promise. Oh. All right. I'm still moving stuff around in here, figuring out what's going to go where. Okay. Since we're in the workshop right now, put the lights in the workshop right now. Thanks for joining, John. That's dope. I appreciate you, man. John has some boxing wisdom over there, too. I'm going to have to make a request for one of these chains. Oh, man, listen. You see the hat? This hat. Bro, I'm Santa Claus over here. I give away a lot of stuff. Chains can be on the menu. I got to make some new ones because I swear I might be too attached to this one to let it go. I had a price out there for it, but you know, when people ask and I say it and they be like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But at the same time, now I'm committed. Now I'm feel like mine. You know what I mean? But you know, plenty more. Plenty more. They coming. Why I got y'all looking at me? Y'all don't want to see me. Get up there. I had, once upon a time, a little chess piece I could walk around with and I could use both hands. But this does not appear to be the day for that. Get some of this out of here. Sharpener is good to be there. In fact, that might be good to be there. This needs to be over here for the sake of that. That shouldn't be in here at all. Listen, I got the lid off the 91 truck, OBS. That's the ceiling. So I'm gonna put some fabric on that when I figure out what fabric I want to put on it. So I'm gonna make the ceiling dope. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna be dope. So here's the leather I got. Here's a knife. I think I'm gonna make the sheath 4. That thing is super sharp. That's maybe my first knife, I think. My first knife. Anyways, did come back refined. It's made out of really good steel, but Ruiz asked for this knife before, and he even offered to buy it. So I'm gonna give it to him, but I'm gonna make him a sheath first. I did not get to Ruiz in my giveaways this year, and when I was going back through, I realized that I had not looked out for the homie at all. So Ruiz is gonna get the big Australian Buck Bandicoot Danger Mouse 3000. You know what I mean? In fact, no. You get up there with your brothers. You belong to electric. You know, 90-degree needle nose. These are more knife materials. That's how I cut all my knives from. Waste not, want not. Let that tool blade live twice, right? I could use you over here. Oh no, I got one over here. So, no, you said it. Hey, buddy. Let's get you out of there. You might make an appearance today. I need to put you in a organized place. Who am I ignoring today? I'm sorry, guys. Hey, Ruiz, you in here? What's up? What's up? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, man, you've been looking out on the channel for a while, so I need to look out for you, for sure, for sure. Appreciate you. I'm glad you happen to be in here, dude. Good stuff. Good stuff. Look at the universe doing what it's supposed to do. I still got this jade. I have not forgotten. I'm going to do something cool with it, I promise. Eventually. Who else is in here? Have to go one of those west. Oh, let me go check the scrollies on the big screen that I can read. I have to go check. Wes, please check out my message about the necklace. Annie, okay, I will. Have you heard from Jan this morning? Yes, Joe, I'm Australia. I'd love to buy a necklace, Wes. Oh, that'd be awesome. Okay. Listen, Wes does it at gmail.com. You can send me any email correspondence there, and we can have any discussion you want about anything in this shop. Anything. Look, little hacksaw blade. It's a little bit slow, but that's a fine saw, and it's cheap if you need one. If you got like little small joinery stuff, this will do it. So it goes up here amongst the saws of the world. Where are my others? Where are my others? Oh, here it is. A little Harbor Freight special, but I made the handle a little bigger, a little better, and magnificent saw. No regrets. Let me take it away from my face. People don't like to look at me. I'll put that next to that for, I don't even know why I would do that, but that's where it's going to be. Thinking of making a handle for that. I like my X-Actos, but I also like cutesy stuff too. So there's that aluminum wax. Rob, read it properly over here, buddy. Read it properly. This bad boy. These things are so incredible. They make these belts last like 5 times longer, at least. More exotic. What's that? Lignum venta. Very, very hard. It looks hard. Look at the end grain on that. Look at the end grain on that. It's very dense. It's a little piece of wood to be so heavy. So I'm not sure what I want to make from that, but I'm gonna make something. Kind of think maybe a handle for something. I don't know. But that's from Eco Woodcrafts, or M. McCall, who is often in the chat and like is responsible for most of this really cool wood. It's gonna turn into, look at those bookmark, bookends. I mean, however you call that, but you see what I'm trying to do. Bam. All that cool stuff. John Pound says, well, they better be because the grocery store has been crazy here in Kentucky. I'll tap that like button if you skipped it. Man, that's good looking out, family. Slap these gloves on right quick. I've been looking for my microphones receiver. Otherwise, I would just have y'all, sitting on a podium somewhere, but I want you to be able to hear me. So I'm going to kind of drag the phone around with me a little bit today, aka this morning. So what I've been trying to decide is, what do I want to do? I had a couple little projects that kind of got stuck that I thought would be cool, but just didn't quite work out. One was this knife. I was going to do a restoration, but these hadn't been able to get these screws out, and I think it's because my bits were stripping themselves, so I need better bits to do that because they look a little bit intact, but we're gonna see. Over here, and the randos. Look at these. Why are you out here? Box of hammers. Box of clamps. Let's go ahead and get you somewhere. I know, stuff everywhere. Don't you fall behind that, you so-and-so. Doing stuff one-handed is weird. That's what she said. Why are you falling? Why? Why are you even on the ground? Holding on to this mallet for my buddy Lions. I don't really have a place for you, do I? Sit there and be pretty. Wes, I feel like I'm driving in driving school. The room is spinning and shaking. Oh man, Joe. I'm awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I could put you on the stand. But would you want to be on the stand? I hope you're not driving and watching this. You're swerving all over the road. So I'm still taking ideas, if y'all have them, about stuff to build, stuff to do. I'm definitely going to be working on this leather thing today, and I'm hoping I don't screw it up too bad. Thank you for those likes. There's 10 of them, and there's only 13 of y'all in here, so I appreciate it very much. Let me go ahead and put you on the long arm of the law. Now you can sit there, and I can satisfy a little bit of my OCD. This thing, still got to put a kickstand on, but I do want to go ahead and put kickstands are going to go right here just to let it sit and lean a little bit on the desk. Because I think I want this more of a display piece than some everyday carry situation. You know what I mean? It's an incredible letter opener. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate y'all. Lignum, what's good? Mike, how you doing? Kevin Ellis, what's going on? How y'all, man? Good to see y'all there. Good to see you. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put a little boiled linseed oil on this thing, and then we're gonna make some space for our leather crafting. And we're gonna figure out how to do that, and then maybe we can get good enough, send something out into the world. In the meantime, let's go ahead and clean the space up a little bit. Still moving stuff around, still getting some stuff out the way. Might as well tuck that one. Ugh. But I need this shop. I'm gonna go randomly back to cleaning up here and there, because I need this shop to get right today. I do. Here we go. Oh, John says, what got me into this stuff, father or grandfather? Neither. Interesting thing is both of them were the same kind of dude. My father was an artist young. Unfortunately, he had a hereditary eye disease that eventually leads to blindness. It's progressive. So that was not a career option for him. And the time period that he lived in and the social circumstances also would not have allowed that. So he became a maintenance guy, and eventually he became an engineer at one of the places that's prominent in my hometown. But we didn't get along at all. My father taught me how to take care of my family, come home every day, love my wife. Never spent not one day in the shop with him. My grandfather built his own home, raised 13 kids in it. So I think there's a strong argument for it's just in my blood. But almost everything I've ever learned is self-taught because I'm a little bit compulsive and obsessive. So I can deep dive. Thank you, Vladimir. Appreciate you. Do I use folders with super steels? I would say probably not. Vladimir, I would say that I'm a little bit of a novice when it comes to the knives. I don't know a whole lot about steel, admittedly. I am learning as I go. So I'm one of those guys who's not professing to be an expert on anything woodworking or knife making. But I am a guy who is an enthusiast who is pursuing it as a hobbyist, and then potentially, if I get good enough at the art of it, then I'll sell some pieces, I'm sure. So this is the boiled linseed oil. It is my preferred finish because I do like natural wood, and this gives the most opportunity for the natural colors in the wood to stand out. without dyes and stuff in it. Um, but I do like it. It does put it's gonna yellow a little bit. It's gonna yellow a yellow wood. But man, it's doing all the good stuff. Is what like a mallet? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referencing. I do have a lot of mallets in here, so whatever you're talking about, the answer is probably yes. Got a lot of mallets. And I apologize if yeah, unusual sheep. This is, you could almost call this not a sheath, but almost like how there's when you have a chef's knife and you have a block on the counter that you slide it down in and sit it there. And sometimes people have that block and it's got multiple knives in it. This is going to be very similar. It's going to sit on a desk, boom, like so. The knife fits in it like so. It's a very tight fit. I cut it exactly to that blade. I'm going to put another coat on this handle as well while I've got the boiled linseed oil. It's just kind of how it goes. That linseed oil, you can keep reapplying it, and really you should. It'll keep adding to the sheen. It'll keep working its way in there until it's eventually ready for you to put the protective finish on it. But man, look at that. It just makes for such a good coloration. And this is a burl, I think this is a burl maple, triple dyed. I got this from M. McCall, and I made the handle and the knife myself, but he provided me with this wood at no cost to me. That was amazing. So this is my knives. I think I'm going to lean more towards art pieces than just utilitarian. You know what I mean? I think it's just a different look I'm going for than what a traditional, useful knife maker would make. But I am very interested in all of my knives and their fittings to be very snug. I'll show you another one that I did not long ago with the same color combination. It just happens to be one of the last that I still got in the shop, because definitely gave away a lot of knives this year. Now this is Purple Heart as well, but this particular Purple Heart, you see how dark it is. I baked this in the oven and it gave me beautiful, dark, deep tones back. So that's one of my favorites. So see, my knives aren't gonna be, you know, your typical, like this is a reboot. I made the scales on this knife and pulled off the old knife scales and rebuilt this thing and made it better, a little bit more exotic, you know. But this is probably a $20 knife prior. It's an Ozark Trail I found in the bed of my truck. But I pulled it apart, cleaned it up, turned it into something. So, you know, I'm just as interested in the thing being good looking as I am interested in it being functional. So, and that is not to say I'm not interested in being functional. My very favorite chisels, I've done the same kind of things to them on these handles. This one's one of my favorites. And like I was showing you, that boiled linseed oil, you just keep reapplying it until it doesn't soak in And then once it doesn't soak in anymore, you can go ahead and put your finish on, I think. Or I think that's my understanding of it anyway. Try some ash or snake wood. Yeah, I would love to get my hands on some ash or snake wood. My buddy Calvin builds a lot of stuff out of ash. He's building a handle for a custom axe out of ash that Ron sent him. And homemade by Ron is amazing. I think it's like homemade 1970 or something like that. I would try that. I think that sounds right. But that guy makes knives. Like, I'm making things that I like. Ron makes some of the most incredible looking sharp knives I've ever seen. Just like old school, building them out of the deer antlers and the whole shot. Like, dude is amazing. But, you know, that's what I'm doing. Homemade 1970. Thank you, Rob. So, I think now that we've done that a little bit, we can go ahead and get on with this. We're going to clean this one up too today so that when we get it to Ruiz, he's got a good looking, sharp, clean, nice knife. I think this handle is hickory from a tree in my yard. I cut that out. And then we passed the hole and we found a grub in there. Other than that, though, the handle hasn't cracked or split in any way, so I think we're good to go as far as the durability of the knife is concerned. I'm just going to clean it up, make it a little bit nicer and fresher. And I'm going to just sit these back out of the way. But yeah, this is my everyday junk. This is what I really do have on my person almost always. I made this one as well. This is my third knife I made. There's a second. And then there's been, you know, about 7 or 8 since then, including that one back there. The colorful one being the newest. -26. Holy smokes. Now they say we've got some of that really cold weather coming, but for us over here, down here, anything below 30 is really cold in our estimation. But man, I don't know what I'd do if it was getting that kind of cold over here. I certainly wouldn't be down here in the shop. Not without a big fire going. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna grab me you know what? Y'all can go with me upstairs, right? Do you care? Let me see. There's 20 people in here. Nobody's mad. Who's in there? Lions in the building. I'm good, bro. How you doing, man? How you doing? I'm going upstairs to get something. I got distracted by the fact that there's coffee upstairs, so I can't even remember what the frick I came up here for initially. Huh. Oh, some cashews too. Would be good. See if I can catch it. Oh. Nope. Right, hold on. Get that off the floor. Get my ass kicked out here. Damn, what's up? Is that the fettiest in the building? Is that the fettiest, spaghettiest? Fetty will appreciate this. to you too. Telling you, pets make you a good person. Make you a good person. They'll help. If you're a jerk, they'll expose that too. You know what I'm saying? You ever see people be jerks to their pets? My shower running a little bit for no weird reason. I'm gonna have to move y'all away from me for just a second because that cashew got stuck in my tooth and I gotta get it. So close your eyes. All right. Better get out. Okay, I freaking came up here for a real reason. Not just for coffee, which I still haven't found. Hmm. What the frick? Do cats get my coffee? Oh my God. Yeah, those little girls. Those are the golden girls right there. Those cats are the true golden girls. Where's my coffee, yo? Like I listen, I be mad for real when I say yo. I'm over here like Jesse on what you call it? Mr. White, where's my coffee, yo? What the heck? How did I lose coffee? I wasn't even aiming at coffee. Yet I lost it. Mother scooter. I'm not going to go on without it. Promise you. I'll lose it. Let me see. Maybe I need an Altoid. Swear to God, I don't know what I did with the coffee, which is unlike me. I'm usually very responsible with coffee. A weird dragonfly in here. Lightning bug. Look at this diva. Queen of the world. Hello, Father. How are you? I see you've hung my portrait behind me. Excellent work. You shall be my keeper for another day. Congratulations. Fatso. It'll be where I left it. Brilliant lines. Let me see. Where would my dumb ass leave coffee? Not in the fridge. You know what I could use though? Really? Really and truly. nice glass of wine. Nothing like fresh wine. And what I do is I pour myself a glass of water and say a prayer as I drink it, and then see if Jesus will make it wine before it gets to my tummy, since I don't like the taste of alcohol. Oh my gosh, no kitty. I'm gonna just default to water because it's probably better for me, being that I don't have the memory to even remember not only what I came up here for, but the secondary item that I came up here for, I can't find, which is crazy because I definitely made coffee this morning. People are like, I didn't come here to watch this dude spaz. But maybe you did. Didn't know it. Let me give one more coffee check, yo. Oh, hello. Like Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello. You know what we can do? Have coffee and water. That's what we can do. Oh. I'm telling you, I'm starting to feel like a circus act with this freaking this phone. Down to the dungeon, down to the deep. So something that happens with me that's weird is that I get decision paralysis on things that are directly related to me. On nothing else, though. I can design your house in 10 seconds. Not 10 seconds, but I'll jump into it 2 feet, make solid decisions that I'm sure of on the spot, and I'll be right in my theory. But I went to the tile store for myself yesterday for this bathroom. Could not make a decision for shoot. And I'm there. I'm ready to tile the shower. It's all in. All I gotta do is waterproof. Then I'm good to go. But I wanted to have the tile here all ready for that process, but I don't know. I wussed out. And just at this very moment, I remember I was going upstairs with just a simple cleaning product so I could clean that knife off before I start working on it. So, here we are, upstairs, under the sink. You're just gonna get some all-purpose. Gonna be fine. We're gonna go down and get to it. And I appreciate y'all keeping me company in the chat. Any of you who have, any of you who plan to. Because I need it. I like my friends to hang out with me. Just gonna be honest about that. I'm an introvert / extrovert in the chat. Cheers. Coffee. I got 20 likes, but we got goals and aspirations. So let's go ahead and start cleaning this up. I'm gonna move my beverages away from the danger. to get that blood off of there. Just kidding. Now I think I wanna refine this blade a little bit. Again, it was my first. It is sharp. I think I can make this blade itself a little bit more true. And then I think we'll go ahead and yeah, we'll lock it down. We'll put the file on it. We'll clean up this handle. We'll sand it back down to something nice and clean and smooth. Put some linseed oil on it. Maybe put a finish on this handle. Maybe put some color on it. I don't know. What do you think, Ruiz? Mike says the coffee's on now. Better believe it. It's so bizarre that I get this far behind the chat. So weird. But it's just how YouTube be doing. It's saying live, but it's just freezing my screen every so often. So apologize if I get too far behind on the chat, y'all. Feel free to repeat yourselves. I know that's annoying, but if you do, I will be looking up at the chat and trying to keep up with you best I can. So just FYI. I think I'm gonna put the file on this and see if I can push that blade bevel back a little ways. Maybe leave it here on this side. Maybe push it back a little bit on that side. I kind of like that insignia is still in there. That's from the original Colombian machete I made this from. Still early. Hey, Pat. Pat in the building. Alongside my buddy Lyons. Now, if you really want to learn something about spoon carving, and the wild thing is, Lyons is almost famous for spoon carving, right? But what he really is a freaking knife master. Like, he makes all kinds of stuff. But as anybody who's ever made a spoon knows, you're making spoons and bowls, you are using almost every daggone technique. You're using everything but a plane. You're using everything but a plane. And it's amazing. All those curves and symmetry and things that have to be together, no straight lines. Very impressive to watch. And if you want to learn it, there's not a better place that I would recommend to watch and learn it. I'm going to lock that down right there. Let that pencil kind of hold that up a little bit, I think. Maybe that'll help me some. Don't know. But we're going to put this down. We're going to put one of our little clamps on it. A little effer. And we're just going to use some old gloves to soften the pressure on the handle so we don't put a big old dent in it we got to pull out, because I want this to be down here pretty firm and snug, so it's going to be some pressure and I don't want it to be harmful. In fact, maybe I'll flip that. Because this steel, to some degree, had already had the heat treatment and whatnot on it. So what we're going to be doing is trying to sharpen already treated stuff. So I'm going to have to be a little bit aggressive. So on this side, we're going to go up a little bit. On the other side, I think we're going to go up a lot. think I'm a little bit clearer about the gold on the knife than I was when I first made this one. So apply some new information, you know. Yeah. So while we are sort of dulling the blade, also bettering our angle. Sometimes you just gotta keep working it until you hit that right angle, and then you try to keep it. That's not looking bad. I appreciate that, Lions. All right, this is going pretty good. I'm gonna keep going with that then. Being as we're having some successes, I'm gonna turn it a little bit so I get a little better angle on this back side, which is always the side to deal with, right? I know what this looks like. I know. I know what it looks like. Because it is what it looks like. Absolutely is what it looks like. That tip ain't right. Oh, it's better. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you gotta be happy with your shape. Oh, snap. Calvin in the building. Y'all check out Dad's workshop. This dude is the pelt master right now. Like, killing it over there with the leather work. We're going to embarrass ourselves today with a little bit of leather work. But we're on a real novice stage compared to Mr. Seaton over there. Welcome to the chat, Cal. Appreciate you dropping in. This is Ruiz's knife. Cleaning it up today. And then we're going to make a sheath for him. Well, we decided we refine our blade before we sent it off. So far, so good. Feels fairly consistent, not perfect, but close. Close enough for me to put it on a spinner. See if I can get something worked out. Let's try this other side. We just finished making breakfast and fixing to eat. All right. Sounds good, Dan. Oh, no, this is not a Ron original. This is a West Does It. This is actually my very first knife I ever made. Ruiz was present for that build, and he asked me about it then. He asked me about it since. And being as how I missed him on Christmas, came back like the Grinch with my heart 3 sizes bigger. I was able to put something together from a man who has been a great support for what I'm doing. And I always want to show that appreciation when it's possible. There is no me without you. Waffles, eggs, and bacon. You getting to it, bro. I like it. Sound like a good time. Have to have you guide me on how to do those mechanical bonds like rivets. Oh yeah. Um. Nah, I think we'll figure that out. No problem. I've done rivets, but only in metalworking. But even that's very simple. So I think you got all the expertise for what you're doing. I don't have hardly any bushcraft knowledge. Oh, I like that. I wonder if y'all are even getting the light the way I'm getting the light. Hold on, I'm gonna get some better. Appreciate y'all for the likes that I've gotten in here so far. That's 23, and I only got 16 people in here, so I feel good about that. Thank you. I'm trying to get the light so that you can see kind of the change in the angles as we're pushing back that bevel to make that blade a little bit sharper. Yeah, maple syrup is the way. It's not the same once you use maple syrup, nothing else substitutes. It's Calvin Woodshop by Dan says maple syrup is the best, but cha-ching. Brought to you by the Sugar Maple Growers of America. That's funny, Cal. If you gotta go big box though, if you gotta, Miss Butterworth is where you want to be. I'm just saying. Mrs. Butterworth is where you want to be. If you can't get Canadian maple, because we all know the facts that the Canadian maple is where you want to go. Nah, you were right, Calvin. You can't even reduce it more than rock candy, and it's amazing. I don't like the way she looks at me. Maple sugar. She got the sugar. There are lots of parts of trying to do something well, because you understand the things that you need to do for it to be a good thing. And then you know that there's a certain amount of control that you also have to demonstrate for it to be a good product as well. Because man, so tempted to just put this thing on the machines. But I don't think I get the same control on this edge as I do with the file. And it's boring. I mean, not for me, because I'm doing it. I know what I'm looking for, but see that little bitty bevel right there? That's what I'm pushing back. Pushing this out. Has to be gradual, there's no other way. Some things hurried is bad for it. learning is one of those things. Being in a hurry is bad for learning. Oh, this is how you grind out those chips, Fetty. You'd knock off you'd knock them right down on that edge until you had a smooth edge. It wouldn't be a sharp edge, but it'd be a smooth edge. And then you take your file or sandpaper or stones and re-pull your edge. That's essentially what I did with the tip of this blade earlier. Yeah, it definitely works. All right, Dan, have a good one, brother. But yeah, Fetty, this is also the same way you would do. I don't know if you've seen them. You can go back and maybe find a live where I have hand plane and reestablishing the edge on it. Very similar. Because all of my hand planes came with big old fat nicks and dings in them. I was able to get them all clean. Kind of got two bevels going here on this thing. I'm trying to get it homogenized into one. But I'm also weirdly trying to hold this angle for y'all to see. What I'm doing here is a little bit excessive because I'm just stretching this edge out so I can have more angle and more sliceability. Because this knife seems like it could be a good fillet knife too. Maybe a good skinning knife. It's got some good flexibility to it. can really appreciate the longer handle on a file like this kind of circumstance. Can you see it? You see it starting to happen? Yo, 4 months in the crew, Calvin, my man. Yo, and then dropped the super chat on us. Shout outs to Calvin Dash Workshop. Go over there and check him out. The best goddamn animal hide pelter slash, what do you call it, tanner? Dope stuff over there. Calvin, how y'all doing with the weather today? What y'all got up there in the Carolinas? Hey, Fetty, that's what's up. It definitely get you some value over there. All right, now let's close. Let's close. I think at this point I'm almost where I could go the same paper and start to feel all right about it. Now, Fetty, say these are chips. I'm going to show you the serration on this knife. It's really heavy, right? Like there's a lot of bad going on, right? But I would take this file and just real gentle. Here it's starting to sound different. Now what's left there is just a burr on the other side now. And that's easy enough to deal with as well. And because of the stage that we are in the sharpening process, you know, we're not where we're ready to cut stuff yet. we've just formed or reformed our edge. So we can just take a little sandpaper and knock that burr off the other side if we want. But the important part here is just making sure that along that edge, let me back it up. And that along that edge, you got a nice, smooth, crisp thing. Because we can refine that edge on our stones, but once we've gotten it to this stage, we can technically go to our stones and get started on really getting a sharp edge and chasing that. But I got no problem running a little light sandpaper over some of this. Still got to go over the stones, still got to get worked up. But I think the fear of screwing up a knife edge paralyzes too many people. Can always get it back. So, with that being said, we are going to put this knife on the whetstones. Let's see what we can get out of it. I didn't move that edge back super far, so I'm not changing the look of the knife overall. I did want to give it a little more angle, a little bit more sharp. So I'm going to freshen up my whetstone water. I'll be right back. MJ, baby. All right, let's see if these stones will do it for us. Let's start with a 400. Start with the 400. So we've got clearance. What up, Steve? The line. What the deal? I've got to catch up on a couple of your videos, man. I got to see the one with Tim, was the last one I've seen, but I got to see that Amy Jo. I don't think I've been to her channel yet. And I've definitely seen her in some other chats. Let's get us a little more water on that. Now, they've been soaking overnight, so they're good, but Hey, Jesse, how you doing? Good to see you today. Hope you're staying warm. It'll be a bit on this 400 because we're going to make sure we get our edge established. This is sort of establishing that edge. You get a lot of cutting on it. You need to clean it up, flatten it out. All right, Mike, take it easy, bro. Adios, muchacho. That's so weird. I don't understand how I get 5 minutes behind on my feed. Every 10 minutes, I get 5 minutes behind. We're going to work on having a good blade here until we have a good blade here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking the likes. I appreciate it. With the 400 grit right now, which is our heaviest grit on our Amazon Basic Stones. I'm going to move up to the 1000 grit. I've had these for probably 8-9 months now. Pretty happy with them. We didn't check our edge before we got to this 1000 grit. So what we're going to do is check our edge immediately after this 1000 grit. Just so that we know gotten a good edge. If we don't have a good edge, we got to stop and go back anyway. No point in going forward until we do. So let's check it. See what we got here. Nope, we can't hack it. That can't be the answer. Did slice that first one. It did give us some debris left behind. Do we have other paper? But we gotta check. Yikes. Got a little piece of cardboard. If it'll do this all right, then we'll be happy. It did not. That sort of did. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and throw some additional sharpening to it then. Looks like we're getting some results. We're going to keep pulling this 1000. And now we're going to be working towards a razor sharp type of edge. I know some of y'all lead with the edge. Some of y'all trail the edge. I've seen results with either. I've seen results with both, in fact. So, choose what's comfortable for you. There's an argument to be made for either. Still ultimately is going to be about control. and how well you hold your angle. How patient you are with it. Pretty happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and move up to the 3000 grit on the Amazon Basic Stones. You didn't know. You can find these things pretty cost effective online. Pretty sure I didn't pay $30 for my whole set. Came with 4 grits, 3 stones. One's a flattening stone. Keep all of these things in check. They even send you one of them things where you can find the edge of the blade with the angle. I don't think I ever used that though. Subliminal Locks, what up? How you doing? I have not seen Subliminal Locks in a minute, but she was one of the first people on my channel saying what's up. Shout outs to you. Subliminal Locks, you and Calvin Seaton should follow each other. He's over there at Dad's workshop. He has, if you're not already, he has a channel where he does a variety of things in the workshop. He's done woodworking, joinery, chisel work. Now he's doing some animal pelts, some things like that. Subliminal Locks does some, I wouldn't say outdoor living, but she transformed a bus into a living space. She's worked in construction. She does beautiful yarn work, beautiful crochet work. And she seems to be a super attentive mother, which is very nice. Shout outs to y'all. Yeah. See, I have not ever worked with leather, but I'm gonna today. So I'm glad y'all are in the chat. So, I think we already know we're fairly sharp. Let's go ahead and get to the strop business. Let's do that. Then we'll see what's what and who's who. Start with some white. Small strap. You got to work the strap itself. Do kind of like the larger strap and that just work the knife generally. A little green on there too. I don't think we're gonna hurt nothing. Cold outdoors. Woo! Groundkeeper work today. I don't want to do that. I'm supposed to be building a porch this week. Can't do it. We had so much rain last night. No way my footer's gonna be set. And it's freezing, so not much chance for it to get set today. And we're gonna have all that weather over the weekend. Hopefully by Monday, I can start putting that thing together. But we are preparing for hibernation over here, just in case. I don't know. I might have to put the polisher on this thing. I don't know if I like where it's at yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put the polish on this thing. Take this boy to the next level. Which do we have available? Maybe we got the maybe we got that one ready already. If we do, we'll go with that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Whoever is here, I appreciate it. Keeps a little bit of my obsession and my compulsion in check. And I get to have some fun too. So thanks for that. Anybody who has showed up is appreciated, for sure. Let me see if I can find some heat around him. Now, what I've learned through a little bit of research, I'm no scientist, obviously, is that green polish a lot of what makes it the green polish is in the wax itself. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hello, this is Wes.
Hello.
So the particles that are in that green polish, right, are not. They're better when they're soft, and they're better when they are warm. So I'm gonna heat this up. And I'm gonna apply it in the way that I feel like it does the most good. And this is specifically for the green polish or wax or whatever this stuff is. You know what I'm talking about. You see it. I'm just gonna heat that up till it's nice and drippy. I'm not in a particular hurry because I don't want it all over the place. That ought to be enough. And that's all I'm gonna do. And now you cool a little bit because it's gonna fly everywhere if you do it while it's still wet, because this thing has a lot of centrifugal acceleration. So what I'll do is put it in here, like the excess fly. And now we can get on with our business. And I'm gonna let the rotation determine. It's gonna be rotating this way, so I'm gonna run it like that. Oh, it kicked right in my face. Trying to hit this edge without rolling this edge. I think the diameter of this is small, and probably think I want to go to the bigger version of this to get it, which would be this, and a drill. I think that's where I'm at. So thank you for joining me today on Wes Does It. Drink me a sip of coffee for a second. Take care, y'all. All right, Calvin, see you later, man. Someone is gonna need it, and we need some. Some what? Some iPro one of these days. I swear I'm gonna be so excited when these glasses. That is weird to say. I've never liked glasses. Oh yeah. Hmm. That's the stuff. Love it or hate it, the underdogs on top. We gonna shine homie until the heart drop. Now, I'll tell you, it's sharp. It is sharp. And then there is cut. Bunch of little shit sharp. Uh-oh. I think you get it. I think you get it. So we got sharp. That's good. That's done. Let's move on to this handle. Let's get that looking good for our buddy. And I think we're going to start that with some of this sandpaper, but we're going to start it with fresh stuff. We're going to go with the 80, run ourselves to the 120, then move to the 220, and then we're going to see what our finish looks like after that. If we're going to put a dye or anything like that in with it. And we might. Who knows? I love this little kit. That's an 80. I don't think I need an 80 grit yet. I'm gonna go with the 120. See how that pans. If I need to go back, I will. Quick second to catch my chat up. Already I changed my mind. I'm going 80. Definitely 80. Then we're going to start knocking them down, knocking them down, knocking them down. You see how drastically that color changed? That means we got to get all of this cleaned off to get right. So the 80 grit obviously is way more aggressive. There is a possibility that we need to tape up this thing and then start really putting it on the sanders and stuff. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Let's see if we got some tape. We'll go ahead and protect the hand, the blade. Oh, that sucks. Come on, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Do that. Cheers to the coffee. Hello, this is Wes. I forgot that this was hickory. It's just very hard. As you might have noticed. Oh, this towel is wet, and that's not good for what I'm doing. I'm gonna move that. It keeps making my knife damp on the handle. That ain't good for what I'm doing right now. Give me a quick second. They want a quick replacement for that. Man, this stuff is hard. You see how little how little sawdust is coming off of here? Like that's 80 grit, and I'm pressing down. I wonder what happens with the hand sander. Wonder what that does to this. I don't know if I want to be too aggressive. But I mean, how do we decide what's too aggressive? It's 100 grit on this one, so that's not so powerful. holy smokes. Almost any other wood that would have completely eaten up. Completely eaten up. Man, this hickory is something else. I wonder if I ought to put it on the belt sander. Like, we really close, but we ain't all the way there. We could put it on the belt sander, right? Maybe get a little bit out of it. Let's see. Take another sip of coffee. Figure out what we want to do. Let's flip this around, spin it. Boop. think we're getting there. I think we've gotten to the limit of the harshness of that thing. Like, focusing. Cheers. We got close. We got a little bit of stuff inside of there to get to, and that, and we can do that for this thing. What we're doing here is a bunch of softening. Anything that felt like a gouge or a nick, ease that out right now. You do want nice, soft, ergonomic edges. What I find is I try to keep my edges and corners round. Because it does display the wood grain really nicely. When you can change direction in the wood, you can see it. Nice thing to be available to you. Woo. I swear I feel like I'll get a... My wife has long hair, so hair gets on me. And then it touches my ear and I think something's crawling on me. This is worse probably. We're using this for an awful lot of this polishing. Because it's such a good, useful tool, particularly inside of those curved areas. I don't know what else could do as good a job as efficiently as this thing does. feels like it'd be better carved. It probably would have been better carved. Could be better carved. So, close. And we're going to utilize all of our resources. Being clean. No slicking. For our buddy. I'm going to work the backside of that metal. Just to kind of work it out a little bit. You gotta be willing to put in the effort on the learning. Can't rush to a good result. There's no way. Do like this, I do think I want to stain it. people look at me doing something like this for an hour and go, don't see any difference. I see tremendous difference. And wherever there is a lot of attention, a lot of effort, a lot of love, it will become apparent. You gotta care about what you do in this world, at whatever stage that you're doing it, at whatever level you're capable of. Just gotta care about what you're doing, or you will not have a rewarding life. That is almost the definition of a rewarding life. It looks 1,000 times better than what we had. Now, I'm going to do a little trick. Might upset some folks. People don't like the wood tricks. But we got a little bit of a dip right here where we got this union between these two woods. And I'm going to fill it. Yes. I am going to use glue and sawdust to do that. Give a little bit of this love. We don't want much. In fact, we barely want any. Get rid of that. Wipe the boogers off. Jump right back on it with that sandpaper. And what we'll do, that's going to immediately sort of discolor the area. It's going to be wet. Sand until the color comes back to what it looks like dry. It'll be good. Now you can still see that, but to the touch, it's indistinguishable. Can't tell it. And that's what we're after ultimately, right? That's what it feels like. It's a knife. You do want it cute. You do want it a good looking knife. You want it a handsome knife. That's a knife. All right, we've knocked down to the 120 grit. We can go ahead and start getting this thing looking like something. So we can put some stain or some polish on it. I don't know which yet. I'm sort of curious about what this might look like with a dark stain on this handle. I do a lot of sanding. I do a lot of sanding by hand because I want to be able to feel the product. I want to be able to notice the imperfections, the inconsistencies, things like that. If you touch it a bunch, obviously, you will. Obviously, there is a problem. You feel it, you know it. You want to be aware of the characteristics of what you're working on. The materials, the tool itself, at some point. When I made this handle, this wood was still relatively green. I'm super glad that it's held up and didn't split and crack and come apart on me. But it's been some months now, so got a little confidence in it. Man, all the little subtleties that you work on, hoping that nobody notices is crazy. Like you're doing all of this so that people don't notice that you did it. It's an entirely different kind of art, right? It's like painting without trying to show brush strokes. It's a different kind of painting. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna put a 220 sand on it. And I think beyond that, we'll be ready for some sort of finish. I may just put on a spray on polyurethane finish. Do have some of that. I don't think that'd be bad to show off the characteristics of this wood here. I think I may. I'm sure it's cured over time. I think I may just tape it up the rest of the way. And go ahead and put me some poly. know, man. There's something about as you start getting down to these final sands, you start feeling the smoothness, the slickness, the softness of the knife handle starts to take on a different level of somehow it feels more important. Somehow it feels more legitimate. It starts to feel more like a fine thing. I mean, that makes sense, but it's almost in not only the literal sense, but almost the figurative sense as well. The artist will romanticize the build, that's for sure. This is one I rather enjoy. This knife is already sort of rough in nature just because of the style of knife it is. Oh man, it feels like something. Looks like something. So I don't know if Ruiz is still in here. He could tell me what he'd want on the finish if he were. But if he's not, I will put on the linseed oil, I guess, and then I'll seal it after, a little later on. But I do want to wait on word if he's in here. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I am going to, meanwhile, hit the blade a little bit with the polish just to get it a little more polished. Shout out to Rob over at Depression Talks, giving your boy the technique on this part of the game right here. Which is really just taking the time to polish up a nice edge. Get your knife looking that much better. You should see the mirror Rob's been able to make on his knives. Oh my God, they're amazing. He held it up to the camera. I saw my reflection. I am probably going to be forever chasing that level of mirror raw goods, but creep up on it one day. But I am very satisfied how the knife is shaping up. Always have to go catch it live again. Sorry, y'all. All right, let's hit it with a little linseed oil. When we start, no. Do we start working the leather first? Or do we, yeah, we gotta wrap this knife. I'm gonna wrap it in the saran and then we're gonna get started on figuring out how to make the leather. My peoples, my phone died, so I'm gonna have to come back and see you after lunch. So apologies about that. See you around noon. Peace. West Desert.